In Texas, Fridays are known for one thing: football. High school football just seems to bring people together. That's why McDonald's celebrates that spirit with our $7.52 hot and spicy McChicken sandwiches and our $9.50 20-piece chicken McNuggets bundles. Both include a basket of fries. So hang out at McDonald's and start a new tradition. Price and participation may vary.
President Trump made big claims about autism. Jimmy Kimmel is returning to television. And it's time to pick your favorite fat bear. That's some of what we'll get to on the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Tuesday, September 23rd. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. Doctors are concerned about President Trump tying Tylenol to autism. At a news conference yesterday, Trump and his top health officials ventured into uncertain scientific territory. They called to limit the use of acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol, in early pregnancy, except in cases of high fever. Trump spoke in no uncertain terms about a topic that is not actually supported by definitive evidence.
Don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. You'll be uncomfortable. It won't be as easy, maybe. But don't take it. If you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol. And don't give it to the baby after the baby is born.
This is a sharp pivot in public health guidance. The administration's interest in acetaminophen was sparked by a recent study into the connection between the drug, autism, and ADHD. But the researcher who led that study emphasized that it did not prove a causal link. And doctors and scientists are concerned that it could prompt pregnant people to avoid Tylenol even when sick. That has its own dangers. Trump also attacked the childhood vaccine schedule.
Don't let them pump your baby up with the largest pile of stuff you've ever seen in your life going into the delicate little body of a baby.
That line of attack shocked medical leaders, alarmed some current and former Trump officials, and unsettled Republican allies on Capitol Hill. Medical groups and immunization experts condemned the president's remarks. Number 2. Jimmy Kimmel's show will return to television tonight. It's been nearly 1 week since ABC, which is owned by Disney, took the late-night talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air following pressure from the Trump administration and conservative critics. They were mad about a Kimmel monologue that referenced the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. That sparked an outcry over free speech. 400 celebrities and entertainment industry workers, including Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, signed a petition protesting the suspension. And yesterday, Disney announced a pivot. In a statement, Disney said it had, quote, made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for the country. But Disney said in the days since, it had had thoughtful conversations with Jimmy. Even without formal charges, Trump's Justice Department can still punish its critics. That's number 3. Over the weekend, President Trump instructed his Attorney General to go after several political opponents. And in recent weeks, top justice official Ed Martin has tried to move forward with mortgage fraud cases against Trump's Democratic foes. But prosecutors have struggled to build viable cases against them. One U.S. attorney resigned on Friday under pressure from the White House after prosecutors in his office said evidence did not support bringing charges against New York Attorney General Letitia James. But these investigations, even if prosecutors fail to find sufficient evidence, can still inflict high costs on Trump's opponents. Those who are investigated also face public scrutiny of their personal lives and, in some cases, reputational damage. For Trump, that may be part of the goal. President Trump's changes to student loans could limit college options for families. That's number 4. New caps on Parent Plus loans mean that starting in July next year, parents will be able to borrow only $20,000 a year or a total of $65,000 per student. The program used to allow the parents of undergraduates to borrow up to the full cost of college attendance from the federal government. Dozens of families shared their frustrations over the policy change with the Post. Some said their children will now have to stay close to home. Others are reallocating retirement savings or considering borrowing against the equity in their homes to pay for college. But these Parent Plus loans have always been high risk. The government charges a 4.2% fee for making loans to parents on top of the nearly 9% interest rate on the debt. Hefty loan balances, limited repayment options, and concerns about saddling parents nearing retirement with so much debt has led policymakers across the political spectrum to call for reforms. Number 5. It looks likely that a deal to keep TikTok available in the U.S. will be approved. This week, Trump is expected to sign an executive order that would turn the popular social media app into a new U.S. joint venture. That means it would be largely owned by American investors and would comply with a law that President Joe Biden signed last year forcing its sale. But under the Trump administration's deal, the app's recommendation algorithm will remain in the hands of ByteDance. That's TikTok's China-based parent company. Critics say that means China will still be able to manipulate what 170 million U.S. users see in their feeds. And there are concerns that wealthy Trump backers could gain a lot from the sale. Researchers are looking at whether modern life is increasing cancer risk among millennials. That's number 6. Cancer rates among people aged 15 to 49 have increased by 10% since 2000. That's according to a Washington Post examination of federal data. Young women are more affected than men. For years, research into the origins of cancer has focused mainly on genetics and lifestyle choices. But now, scientists are trying to figure out how environmental exposures come into play. They're investigating medications taken during pregnancy, highly processed foods, the disruption of circadian rhythms, microplastics, and more. This research is beginning to align around a provocative hypothesis that shifts in everyday exposures may be accelerating biological aging, and that could be priming the body for disease earlier than expected. Number 7 is perhaps the best news we bring you each year. Fat Bear Week starts today. Fat Bear Week, for those who don't know, is an annual online competition between the bears of Alaska's Katmai National Park and Preserve. The rules of the competition are simple. Voters can watch as 12 brown bears pack on the pounds ahead of their winter hibernation and decide which one is the fattest, or simply which is their personal favorite bear. The bear to beat this year is 2-time Girl Boss Bear Champion Grazer. Our intrepid travel reporter Natalie Compton learned all about this bear on a visit to the park in 2023. Here's a park ranger correctly predicting Grazer's triumph.
Who's going to win Fat Bear Week 2023?
I think it's definitely going to be Grazer. She doesn't have cubs, so all she's doing is eating and eating and eating. And she's fabulously chunky.
Even more impressively, when Grazer won in 2024, she did have a cub, making her a personal inspiration. If you would like to participate in the online voting, not by eating a river's worth of salmon, you can find the bear cams and bracket on explore.org. Voting is open between noon and 9 p.m. Eastern Time each day. The winner will be crowned on Fat Bear Tuesday next week. I recommend participating. It's a refreshing retreat and a celebration of the bounties of nature in this, the age of Ozempic. All right, you're all caught up.